Hi and hello. I hope. Let's see here.
Hi and hello. I hope all is well with you wherever you are in the world today, and welcome. So, this is session 3. I made a grave mistake in round 8 of session 2, playing the Kwisatz Haderach level difficulty. When I had taken the Alliance coin from the Bene Gesserit, I went from 6 victory points to 7 and tied with Earl Memnon Thorvald. At some point during the game in their 8th round, my memory had lapsed and I went, oh, I must have forgot to bump myself up a point. So I went from 7 to 8. After reviewing the game film, because I had wondered in my mind, I was like, I had gone over the series of events in my head a few times and I had surmised that I would end up at 10 victory points if things went according to my plan. So I was surprised when I ended with 11, and I knew something went wrong, but I didn't quite know what happened. So my suspicion was, I think I even mentioned it while I was doing it. I was like, it might have gone from 6 to 7, not 7 to 8. So, how do I fix that? How do I fix that? I put a lot of thought into it. I couldn't even sleep last night. I was thinking about it so much. How do I fix this? I can't let a good thing go to waste. This whole game has been leading up to me winning, and I need to win. But so much happened in the last round that isn't fair to just do over, you know? So here's what I decided. It's a new 8th round. We're starting from the 8th round. And yeah, it began at the 1 hour and 16-minute mark. That's where you're going to want to stop the 8th round in the second game session and start this round. I'm going to make a note of that in game session 1 and in game session 2. Stop the video at 1 hour and 20 minutes. I'm sorry, 1 hour and 16 minutes, and just click into this game to skip the 8th round in session 2. We're going to start 8th round in session 3 from the beginning, and here's what I'm going to do to accommodate all the little issues. I already reset the board as it was at the beginning of the 8th round. The only difference is I have different trackers, and I have, instead of a dice, I made this. I feel like this is a better way of keeping track than having a big clunky dice. I wanted to make sure that I'm using the correct terminology when I'm playing the game, so I put these labels here. I've been calling these guys researchers. That's not their correct titles. These are specimen, and this space is known as the axolotl tanks. So whenever a soldier goes from my supply into the axolotl tank, they are known as specimens. I should remember that, and so I put it as a note. Over here, I already knew this. This is the tech negotiation space, and every soldier from my supply going into this zone will be known as a negotiator. Okay, so just a minor adjustment. It's all a refinement because this channel is so new. Okay, so how do we remedy the situation? I took every card from House of Gaul, including the cards that remained in the deck that have been unrevealed. And these are all the last cards that were used in the 8th round of the Session 2 game. I'm going, for the audience, I'm going to shuffle these into the remaining cards. So this is going to be a completely new round. Okay? Second, at some point in the 8th round of Session 2, Earl Memnon Thorvald bought a tech card, and you know, it's not that big a deal, but I'm just trying to be as honest as possible. This gets revealed. It's of no use to me, but for the sake of integrity, I can't start this round knowing any information. So I'm going to shuffle this back into the stack and flip another card. It could come back up again, but I just got to make sure we're doing this honestly. Then I put back all of my intrigue cards that I started the round with, and this is the hand I started with. But I'm going to start a completely new round. And here's what I can tell you. At the 1 hour and 20 minute mark, I revealed my discard pile. And from that, it's very easy to deduce what cards would remain in my deck. So, you know, the whole question of like, oh, I know I'm going to draw next, that can be thrown out the window because, you know, most of the cards are in my discard pile. There's only a few that remain. And so I'm going to take my hand and my deck, shuffle it all up, leaving the discard pile to the side because that's going to be untouched. I'm going to shuffle it all up and draw a new hand to start this round. So it's a completely new experience, a completely new thing. So when I shuffle these things up, make sure this gets shuffled, this gets shuffled, this gets shuffled. And I still really liked my strategy of going to Arakim to draw cards, going to Mentet, going to Siege Tabor. If things work right, I could win this battle, but we don't know what House Hagal is going to do. And that's what's important. It's going to be completely different. So if they take Arakim, I can't do that strategy anymore. It's going to ruin a lot of my plans. So this is going to be completely different. That's the best I can do to make this right. And I feel like considering it's literally a brand new, everything different, I feel like this is the honest way to do it. And I want to win this victory. I want to get the Kwisatz Haderach victory. And I know it can be done. And this is how it can be done. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to begin right now and start shuffling everything up. Okay, so here's, oh, I haven't finished yet, pardon. I need to shuffle these now. So let's see here. To begin, I have the Signet Ring, Bene Gesserit Initiate, Spice Must Flow, and Convincing Arguments. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I begin this round with 7 persuasion. Let's see what the Earl Memnon Thorvald does. I had to take notes so that I could do this correctly. Let's see what he does. He's going to Carthag. He generates a troop. It goes into combat, and he gets himself a Twi'leksu movement, gets a victory point, takes 2 spice. He is sitting with 6 total spice, only 1 shy from a victory point. And now it's going to be Ariana's turn. She's going to conspire now. And she generates 2 troops into her garrison. It is not a combat space. It's my turn. So right now what I could do is I could shuffle my discard pile into my deck, then draw a card with my intrigue card. No, I don't want to do that because with the Paul Atreides ability, I get to see what the top card of my deck is, and this is what it is, and I need those 2 persuasion points, so I'm not going to do that yet. I'll wait until the next agent phase. I'll use the Bene Gesserit Initiate to... That's going to cost me 1 persuasion. I'm going to go to a Rakeen. I'm going to draw 2 cards and generate 1 troop. 2 cards now. Okay. So I got these, so we're going to add 3 points. 1, 2, 3. I'm sitting at 9 total persuasion. And now I'm going to double cross the Earl Memnon Thorvald. I'm going to spend 1 of my Solari, have him excommunicated from combat, and generate a new troop. That's going to put me at 4 combat points. We're going to go to Agent Phase 2 now. Earl Memnon Thorvald cannot go to Carthag, is going to fold space. Ariana, she's taking a dreadnought now. Nope, she does not have both of her dreadnoughts, so she also has 4. She has 4 Solari, 3 of which needs to be spent on training drones tech card. 1, 2, 3. And you know what? I think that, she's just going to use it to generate a troop to her garrison. Why not? I think that makes sense. She also gets herself a dreadnought. This is very, very dangerous. She's going to be extremely difficult to beat if she ends up going into combat. Restricted ordnance. That could be good. Okay, so now it's my turn again. Now I'm going to reshuffle my discard pile and draw a card. I'm really hoping I get that worm card, because worm riders, because I need the combat points, but it didn't work for me last time I did this. Last time I did this, I drew the Arrakis Liaison, so my luck was not good. But again, let's find out what happens. I'm taking my deck, shuffling it up into my discard pile, and drawing a card. Negotiated withdrawal, which will get me 2 additional persuasion points. And I need to go to the Mentat space. I'm going to go, what I'll do is, I'm not going to use the Signet Ring. I'm going to use Negotiated Withdrawal. And the reason why is because, oh boy. Just because I kind of want to know where I stand with persuasion before I execute my final turn, you know? So I'm going to use Negotiated Withdrawal. Go to the Mentat space. I draw a card. Okay, so I literally just go right back to where I was because I was going to go back down to 9 on the persuasion tracker. I'm now back to 11 because I have Convincing Argument. That's the card that I drew. I got to spend 5 Solari. I get the Mentat. This card is used. Goodbye card. It's scary. I really want to win. I feel like it's good, but that is dangerous. Ariana is extremely dangerous. Harvest Spice. He's going to the Haga Basin. He doesn't have any troops, so he can't push anything into combat, but he does get 3 spice. So he can get a victory point. He's spending 7 of his spice, and he's going to get himself a victory point. Ariana's going to Secrets. I'm happy with that because she's not involved in the combat. That's Agent Phase 3, by the way. Forgot to move that tracker, pardon me. And now it's my turn with the Mentat space. Okay, so at the end of this round with the 2 spice must flow, I'm going to generate 2 spice. So I'll have 3 spice. I'll have 3 spice total. Ariana has 1. So if I use Signet Ring, I can go to Siege Taper, this is exactly what I did in the last game, generate another troop, get a water, I'll push them all into combat. I'll have 3 troops in there, and then I can use my ambush card and get 4 additional attack points. But Ariana is not involved in combat, neither is Earl Memnon Thorvald. Nobody's involved in combat, so I'm fighting this battle alone, but I'm just dumping all my energy in, you know? So let's just do that now. It's solidified. I have won, so I feel good about this victory. I felt really good about it yesterday. Like, I was on cloud 9 winning yesterday, and then I was like, I just got to go back and look and see, did I really screw that up? And then as soon as I saw my mistake, all the wind came out of my sails. I was like, oh, I can't believe I did that. I focused so hard on getting every detail perfect. Everything was like perfect, and then on a whimsical moment, with the snap of a finger, I gave myself a free victory point, which just offset everything in the last round. But now I can genuinely feel good about my win, because this is a completely new 8th round. All the odds were as equal as they were ever going to be, and I feel really good about this. So let's just get into it. Signet ring. I get to draw a card. I drew a dagger. I generated a troop, put him into combat, get myself a water. And now we go to the reveal phase. With the dagger, I get 1 attack point, going to 7, and 2 spice must flow. I get 2 spice. I buy myself 1 spice must flow for 9 9 persuasion points, which puts me at 1 persuasion point left. I get 1 victory point. And now, combat phase. Okay. Nobody's in combat with me, so I can just use this ambush card. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I win the combat. I get myself Carthag as a victory. And I get 2 victory points for the win. Now I can feel good about the Kwisatz Haderach mode victory. I just want to wrap by saying a couple things. I looked up in the rulebook, and in the Ix rulebook for the expansion, it actually does say that you can roll 2 dice. And when you roll 2 6-sided dice, you're allowed to excommunicate from the Imperium row the corresponding number from the left to the right of the card. So if I roll 2 6-sided dices, one is a 2 and the other one is a 4, I would be excommunicating Longreach and shifting allegiances, replacing them with new cards. That could be good and bad because, imagine that the cards that you want get thrown away and replaced. But that happens all the time in Dune Digital. It happens all the time when you play against other people. So it simulates a sort of natural occurring thing that would happen in the base game. But it does refresh the Imperium row, and that could be beneficial, whereas I do feel like it makes it all the more difficult that I did not do that at all this game, and I still won. So I overcame many, many odds. The only thing I did was I used this chip to get rid of the entire row and replace all the cards. That's the only thing I did. And I feel like that's the only thing I might want to allow myself to do just for the sake of a challenge. This was a very challenging game. This was extremely difficult. I was speaking with somebody on the Dune Imperium Facebook page earlier today, and he was telling me he wins about 50% of the time or so at this level. So he's a skilled player. And it's definitely hard to win. I saw someone else hasn't won yet at all, so they've been struggling. Okay, so that's a wrap for this game. I'm going to pack it all away, and it's going to be a little while before I can play again because I will be out of town. But a new game will come. The next time I play, I'll do another Kwisatz Haderach, unless I can convince my friends to play a game with me on the live stream. You'll see all 4 of us involved. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and please remember to subscribe to my channel and join the Dune Imperium fun. That's all for now. Bye.